Hello, everyone, and happy almost New Year to you. It is New Year's Eve, and I wanted to come in and do the live that I was going to do yesterday and didn't make it. So, I want to talk about getting started and why sometimes it is so hard to get started. And what a great time to talk about this as we are entering the new year. 2020. So if you're on the live, say hi, and if you are on the replay, hashtag replay. For those of you who don't know me yet, I'm Nikki Gangemi, and I help online coaches shift their identity to thriving entrepreneurs so they can make more money and impact doing what they love. And I like this concept of getting started. And why is it so hard to start? And I was thinking about this as we're starting a new year. And I was thinking what's even more hard than getting started. There's something that's even more hard than getting started. And that is thinking about getting started. Right? Does that make sense? It's not the getting started on something. You know, whatever it is, maybe it is choosing a name for your business or starting a blog or a website or going to the gym and starting a new routine, dieting, whatever the thing is that you want to get started on. It's not getting started itself. It's the thoughts about getting started and just thinking about it and then not doing it. And then you think about it again and then you don't do it. And I don't know about you, but for me, every time I just think about something that I have to do and then I don't do it and then I think about it and don't do it, it feels heavier and heavier. And then, I just end up procrastinating more. So sometimes the answer to how do I just get started, sometimes the answer is to just do it, right? To just get started. And I know sometimes that's hard because what stops you? And I would love to hear from you, but what stops you from getting started on that thing that you want to do? Whatever it is, like I said, maybe you want to get started on a business. Some of you, I was talking to somebody today and they want to get started on their coaching business and they're still in corporate. And it's what stops you from actually getting started? And fear comes up a lot, it could be scary. Anything that you have not done yet, or you have not experienced yet, can be scary. And sometimes that's the thing that stops you. It could also be afraid of getting it wrong, or what if I make a mistake? Some other things that are coming to mind, what if it's too hard? I don't know what I'm doing, or it's a lot of work. And whenever we think these things, it causes us to stay standing still, and we put it off, and we don't actually get started, or we could become very indecisive, which feels very heavy. Are you like that too, where you could be indecisive and it's like you just don't know, and you weigh one decision or one option and then another, and then you get frustrated because you realize that you're still standing in the same place and you're still having that same conversation with yourself, and it's like, I haven't moved forward, but it's the next day, it's the next week, it's the next month, and when am I gonna do this, right? So what causes us to push things off? Besides some of the things that I mentioned, besides maybe that fear or that doubt, or maybe uncertainty. I know one of the things that came up recently, actually, if you were on my New Year's Eve, I did a New Year's Eve call. Hi Lawrence, Happy New Year's. We missed you on the call, but there's a recording, so you're going to receive that shortly. I took everybody through this peace process to make peace with any disappointments or setbacks that you've experienced in 2019. And then we looked at your progress and your wins, and I took everybody through a guided meditation. And some of the things that came up for the people on the call with, what they wanted to get started on in January for 2020 was that sometimes it feels scary, and that is enough to stop us from getting started. We just sit in that fear, and that certainly doesn't feel good, and it causes us to doubt ourselves, right? To question ourselves. And then, like I said, we just don't move forward. And the thing is, the longer you wait to take action, the heavier it feels, the harder it feels. Yes, Lawrence, there is a replay because you signed up. You're going to receive it shortly. As soon as I'm done with this live, you're going to get an email with the link to the recording so you can access it. And I took everybody through this really nice guided meditation to just really help you to complete your 2019 and get ready to allow everything that you want, all the success that you can have in 2020. So as far as getting started on things, I find that the best thing that you can do is just to take an action. And, and stop thinking about like all the details. Because when we think about everything that we have to do and all the details, it just makes us push it off, right? And then you get annoyed with yourself and you get frustrated. So in cognitive behavior therapy, they have this 5-minute rule where you just commit to take action towards what you want for 5 minutes. So if the action that you want is to start your business, maybe you just say, I'm going to go online, I'm going to do a little bit of research for how do I get started on my business, just 5 minutes. And that's all you're committing to. Or maybe if you want to create a new program, maybe you're just going to sit with pen and paper and you're going to jot down some thoughts and ideas that are coming to you for just 5 minutes. See, when we look at it that way and we just say that we're going to take an action towards what we want for 5 minutes, well, that seems really reasonable, right? That seems really doable. And you'll find that once you're going for 5 minutes, that you can keep going longer. And before you know it, the task or whatever it is that you were doing is finished. And you become motivated to keep going. It's almost like the hurdle is getting started. And then once you get started, it's easier, and maybe you're not ready to start with bigger things like starting your business or, creating that program or getting started on your blog or your website. Maybe that is just too daunting right now. So what you do is you try it out with the little things. Anything. For example, I hosted Christmas Eve and I set up this table in my kitchen and I had all the, the food on it and everything and the appetizers, and I cleaned everything up. I washed all of my beautiful Christmas plates that I have and, the platters and the trays, and I washed everything and I put it on the table. And guess what? What's the date today? December 31st. And all the clean Christmas ware is still sitting on the table. And every time I go in the kitchen, I think to myself, I gotta get started on putting this stuff away. Put everything back into the bins, pack it away, for in the closet for next year. And then I just don't do it because I don't want to deal with it. I put it off. But what if I took my own advice and committed to just spending 5 minutes placing those dishes back into their, whatever it's in, to put it away, their boxes, what if just 5 minutes? So start with something simple and experience some progress. And then you'll notice you'll start to feel productive. You'll start to feel that energy of making progress and completion. And then you're gonna be inspired and motivated to take more action on those other things that maybe are a little more scary, like in your business. There's also Mel Robbins, which I'm sure you might have heard of. Mel Robbins, she talks about the 5-second rule. So it's not even 5 minutes, but she says, commit to 5 seconds. Now we can all do that. 5 seconds to take an action towards something that you want. And it just lessens that overwhelm that we feel sometimes, and it makes it more doable. because we can all do 5 seconds, right? We can all do 5 minutes, but that's going to be the best way to get started, is to just drop out of your head, because it's really the thoughts about getting started that end up stopping you or causing you to push it off, delay it, procrastinate. So it's like getting out of your head, so you let go of those thoughts and then just take one step and commit to it for whether it's 5 seconds or 5 minutes, 2 minutes, it really doesn't matter. What matters is that you're getting started. So hope that makes sense to you, and let this be the year, you guys, 2020. If there's anything that you wanted to accomplish in 2019 and you just didn't do it, make this be the year where you are just going to say yes to everything that feels good to you, everything that feels in alignment, and then take action. There was one woman on the call, actually she lives in Australia, so the amazing thing is that just as we finished our meditation and everybody opened their eyes, it was New Year's Day. It was 12:01 where she lives in Australia. So she entered the new year straight out of this meditation, and how nice to do that. But she was saying on the call that one of the things she wanted to release and let go of, leave behind in 2019 is hiding. Because some of us, we hide, I do it too. And why do we do that? Why do we hide sometimes? Because something can be scary, or it could be overwhelming. But the amazing thing is once she declared, I want to release hiding, she turned on her video, she turned on her camera, so now I could see her. And that's the thing you want to do. Once you declare that you're going to do something and you commit to doing it, when you can take an action, which is what she did. She turned on the camera as soon as she said, I'm releasing hiding. I no longer want to hide. That's where true change occurs, because you're making the verbal commitment and then you are grounding it in action. So I encourage you to declare what you want for 2020. Make this your year, your year that you are all in, that you play a bigger game, that whatever it is that you want, that you commit to it. Do it for yourself, and then take those small actions that are in alignment with that. And before you know it, you're going to be showing up in a much different way, and it's going to be bigger and it's going to be better. So I want to take another minute to just say Happy New Year to all of you. I am very grateful that you are a part of my community and that you show up all the time. Just very thankful for all of you. If you missed the New Year's Eve peace process and meditation, you will receive an email with the recording, with the replay. And if you haven't signed up yet, you can still sign up. That way you'll receive the replay right to your inbox. So have fun and a happy, healthy, prosperous new year to you, filled with all the love, light, peace, ease, and success that your heart desires. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Enjoy, and I will see you all on Thursday for Transform Your Business. Bye for now.